Ultimate Warrior morning routine that sets my day up for success. So there are 7 things in total that I do throughout the day. 4 of them I do first thing as soon as I get up, and the other 3 I just kind of do throughout the day, whenever kind of suits me best, really. So these 4 things start with calmness, okay? So just having 5 minutes to yourself to just sit and listen to the birds, have a cup of tea, just kind of like be with yourself and just think for a little bit, just have that kind of break first thing in the morning. It's really, really nice. And if you live in a place where you can't hear birds, maybe you're in the city or somewhere, there are YouTube videos of bird songs, so no excuses. Go and check that out. The next thing that I do is journal. So I basically grab a notebook and I write down everything that's in my head, and I found that when it's out of my head, it enables my left brain to kind of kick in and look at things more logically, which helps to kind of minimize that anxiety and helps to kind of figure out what's actually important that's kind of occupying my thoughts, which is really, really helpful. And quite often we worry about things that actually we really don't have any control over whatsoever. So that is super helpful thing to do. And the other thing that I do at the bottom of the journal page that I do, I actually write out my top 3 priorities for that day. And this helps to kind of give my brain direction, because I often get quite a lot of brain fog and things like that, and it gives me something to accomplish early on in the day, so I feel like every day is starting more successfully, which is super helpful. So next thing is positive statements. Okay, so it is so easy when we have MS and chronic illnesses in general, it's so easy to feel sorry for ourselves, and guess what? That does not make us feel any better whatsoever. So, you know, the more that we focus on, oh, I'm so exhausted, oh, I'm so much in pain, oh, like my life's so hard, it's only gonna get worse, guys, okay? That's the truth of it. It's only gonna get worse, I'm sorry. So, you know, focus on telling you things like, I am strong, I am confident, I am able to do anything, I am happy, and that's the person that you will eventually morph into. It's a super weird thing, but our brains, you know, the more that we reiterate these things to ourselves, the more our brains kind of go, oh, okay, I need to be doing more of this rather than this. And it's so helpful. Give it a go, trust me. Okay, my next thing is gratefulness. Okay, so it is super essential for rewiring your brain to be more positive. And we're all guilty of taking things for granted sometimes, myself included, and it really helps to just realise what's around you and who is around you and what is making a really big difference, you know, to your kind of your day, your life. So that is the next thing that I do. And they're kind of the 4 basics. That's like the 4 things that you must do, okay, which is why I included them in the Enabled Warrior symptom tracker. So basically you have your daily I am section, you have your priorities section, your gratefulness, journaling, and then it lists as well the symptoms that you are feeling that day, and you can give them a score, right? And then at the end of the week you get your weekly average score and you add that to a graph, so your doctor can easily see if your symptoms are improving or declining. It's going to be amazing, so much better. Right, the other 3 things that I do kind of throughout the day are things like exercise, number 1. And this is mostly for me at the moment walking my dog, because I do not have a lot of time right now, and it's quite difficult to find the time to exercise. So walking my dog always insists that we go for a walk, obviously, she loves it. And this part of the day can really be adapted to you and what you can do, and you know, your best time for the day as well. So like exercise in the morning for me just does not work, it does not happen. I find it too difficult to do that. So I like to exercise more in the evening or like late afternoon sort of time. Like I say, I take my dog for a walk most days. Sometimes we don't go very far at all. If I'm super exhausted or just, you know, like super weak or something, we don't go too far. But if I have more energy, then we can go for like 2 or 3 mile walks. Like, yeah, it's completely dependent on the day. You kind of just have to adapt and go with whatever you feel Yeah? So the next thing is visualization. Now, imagining what you want in the future, what you want your future to look like, it makes such a difference. It really does, because you're aiming for something. And this works especially well if you have an event coming up that you're feeling maybe slightly anxious about, slightly uneasy. So I do this a lot with visualizing how I actually want that to go. You know, like, so a really good example is when I got married and I was super anxious to walk down the aisle, and I was like, oh, everybody's gonna look at me and oh, it's gonna feel horrible. And I had to get out of that mindset, because that was not going to help me whatsoever. So what I did instead is I started to imagine the day in my head, and I started to imagine like standing at the back of the aisle and kind of walking down the aisle, and I was like, right, okay, this is exactly how I want this to be, this is exactly how I want it to go. And by the time that I did it, it felt like I'd already done it a million times before. It was the best thing that I could have done. It was really, really helpful. And then the last thing that I do in the day is motivation or inspirational kind of videos, or reading an inspirational book or something. So I love personally watching motivational videos on YouTube. Now, if a guy yelling at you to never give up is not your bag, then you can also check out the Disabled to Enabled podcast, where we share stories of how amazing people dealt with the diagnosis and then gone on to do something super awesome. So from actors and athletes to CEOs and radio DJs, we got all the details from them, and we also got their unexpected super quick secrets, which you'll find hilarious. You will love that, so make sure to go and check that out. So there you have it. That is my Ultimate Warrior morning routine in a nutshell. And it's super adaptable. It's perfectly acceptable to do this routine at like any hour of the day. If your mornings aren't your thing, if you don't like getting up early, that's cool. You just got to adapt it to you. But the important thing is that you follow these guidelines and you kind of make this make part of your day at least special, yeah, and aim it towards something that's really going to benefit you in the future. That's super important. So make sure to check out the Enabled Warrior Symptom Tracker, where you can track your symptoms, instantly spot your triggers, and give accurate information to your healthcare team so that you can get the better treatment. And look out as well for the Ultimate Warrior Morning Routine Accelerator course that is going to walk you through everything that I've just told you step by step and give you a few extra bonuses as well. So make sure to go check that out. So I'm Jessie Ace, founder of Disabled to Enabled and jessieace.com. It's been lovely speaking to you. And remember, stay enabled.